My child, do not scroll past this. Stop whatever you are doing and listen to me carefully. This is not a coincidence, and you did not find this message by accident. I have brought you here in this exact moment because there is something urgent I need to speak into your spirit. The enemy wants you to swipe away. He wants you distracted, overwhelmed, and consumed by the noise of this world because he knows that what you are about to hear will break the chains he has tried to place on your mind. But I am asking you to stay. Stay with me for just a few moments, because what I have to say will change the way you see the battle you are currently fighting. I see you, my beloved. I see how exhausted you are. I have watched you wake up day after day, putting on a brave face for the world, smiling when people ask how you are. But inside, you feel like you are barely surviving. You have been fighting a war that no one else sees. A battle in your mind, a struggle in your spirit, a heavy weight on your chest that makes it hard to even breathe sometimes. You have felt the sting of disappointment, the relentless attacks of fear, and the quiet whispers in the dark telling you that you are going to lose. You have prayed until you had no words left, crying out to me in the midnight hours, wondering if I even hear you anymore. You have been wondering if my silence meant my absence. But hear me now. I never left your side, not for a single second, while you thought you were standing alone in the fire. I was the one shielding you from the flames. While you thought the enemy was going to crush you, I was the one holding you up, giving you the invisible strength to take just one more step. The enemy wants you to believe that this current struggle is your final destination. He wants you to look at the giants in your life, the financial stress, the broken relationships, the anxiety, the health fears, and believe that they are bigger than your God. He wants you to surrender to despair. But I am telling you today to stand firm. Do not bow down to the lies of the enemy. Do not let fear dictate your future. You feel weak because you have been trying to fight a spiritual battle with your own human strength. You have been carrying a load that was never meant for your shoulders. My child, the war you are fighting is not yours to win. It is mine, and I am here to declare over your life right now that this battle is already won. The victory was secured the moment you placed your trust in me. I am not a God who loses, and I do not abandon my children in the heat of the conflict. Breathe, my child. Let my peace wash over your weary mind. You do not have to fight anymore. You only need to stand still and watch what I am about to do. I know there are days when you feel like you are losing your mind, when the anxiety is so loud that you cannot hear my voice. The enemy has been working overtime to convince you that your situation is hopeless. He whispers in your ear that you have made too many mistakes, that you have missed your opportunity, and that I have turned my back on you because you are not perfect. He uses your past failures, your current struggles, and your deep insecurities as weapons against your mind. He wants you to look at the closed doors and believe that they will never open. He wants you to look at your bank account, your medical report, or your broken relationships and surrender to defeat. But my child, I need you to recognize his voice for what it is, a lie. He is the father of lies, and he only attacks the ones who carry a great destiny. If you were not a threat to his kingdom, he would not be fighting you this hard. The very fact that you are experiencing this level of intense spiritual warfare is the greatest proof of the massive blessing I am about to release into your life. You have asked me, Lord, why is this taking so long? Why haven't you answered my prayers? Have you forgotten me? I hear those cries, my beloved. I feel the ache in your heart when you see others receiving their breakthroughs while you are still waiting in the valley, feeling stuck and left behind. But I want you to understand today that my silence was never my absence. What felt like a painful delay was actually my divine protection. What felt like a harsh denial was actually my careful preparation. I was not ignoring you. I was refining you. I was building your character, strengthening your faith, and preparing your spirit to carry the immense weight of the blessing that is coming your way. If I had given it to you sooner, you would not have been ready, and it would have crushed you. The fire you just walked through did not burn you to ashes. It burned away the things that were holding you back. It burned away the toxic ties, the false dependencies, and the fear of man, leaving only a pure, unshakable faith in me. Do not let this waiting season make you bitter. Do not let the pain harden your beautiful heart. I have been collecting every single tear you have cried in secret. Not a single moment of your suffering has been wasted. I am taking the very things the enemy meant for your ultimate destruction, and I am using them to build your greatest testimony. You thought you were breaking, but my hands were carefully reshaping you. I was holding you together when you thought you were falling apart. Stand firm right where you are. Do not retreat. Do not look back to what is comfortable. The spiritual realm has already shifted in your favor. The victory is already written in heaven, and it is only a matter of time before it manifests in your physical reality. Trust me enough to keep standing, even when your eyes cannot see the evidence yet. I see how hard you are trying to hold everything together. Your mind is constantly racing, calculating, worrying about tomorrow, and trying to figure out how to survive the next wave of the storm. You have convinced yourself that if you just think hard enough, plan meticulously enough, or carry enough of the weight, you can somehow fix this broken situation. But my child, I am asking you to put the heavy burden down. True strength in my kingdom is not found in fighting harder. It is found in total surrender. You were never designed to carry the weight of your own deliverance or the complexities of your future. When I tell you to stand firm, I'm not telling you to rely on your own endurance. I'm telling you to plant your feet solidly on my promises and refuse to be moved by what your physical eyes see. The enemy's greatest tactic in this intense spiritual warfare has not just been to attack your finances, your health, or your relationships. His primary goal has been to attack your identity. He wants you to look at your current circumstances and conclude that you are a failure, that you are unloved, and that you have been abandoned by heaven. He wants you to wear the heavy, suffocating labels of rejection, anxiety, and defeat. But I am stepping into your situation right now to tear off those false labels. Listen to my voice above the chaos. You are not a failure. You are not a disappointment. You are my chosen, deeply loved, and fiercely protected child. I formed you, I called you by name, and you belong to me. No weapon formed against you will prosper, and no lie spoken over your life will become your permanent reality. Fear is not your future. I need you to let this truth sink deep into your weary soul. This battle is already won. The victory is not pending. It is finalized. The shifting you have been praying for is already in motion behind the scenes. The doors that have been slammed in your face are about to be blown wide open by my unmerited favor. But you must release your grip on how you think the deliverance should happen. Stop trying to direct my hand and simply trust my heart. Let go of the bitterness towards those who hurt you in this difficult season. Let go of the anger over the time you feel was wasted. Give it all to me. I am the God who restores the years that the locusts have eaten. I am about to turn your deepest pain into your most powerful testimony. Just stand firm, breathe deeply, and let me fight for you. I know you are tired of being strong, my child. For so long you have been the one holding everyone else together. You have been the pillar for your family, the listening ear for your friends, and the one who always says, I am okay. Even when your own heart is quietly breaking behind closed doors, you give and you give until you feel completely emptied out, wondering who is going to be there to hold you when you are the one falling apart. Hear my gentle voice today. I am here to hold you. You do not have to be the strong one right now. I am inviting you to step out of the battlefield and into my presence, where true, lasting rest is found. Lay down your heavy armor. Take off the mask of perfection. You do not need to hide your tears from me, for I am the God who collects them and turns them into a river of healing. I see the secret sacrifices you have made, the times you chose to be kind when you were hurting, and the moments you chose faith when everything around you was crumbling. None of it has gone unnoticed by heaven. The enemy tried to use your intense exhaustion to make you surrender, hoping that if you were tired enough, you would simply give up on the promises I have spoken over your life. He wanted you to settle for less, to believe that this mediocre, painful existence is all there is for you and that the breakthrough is never coming. But he completely miscalculated the resilience I placed inside your spirit. Even when you felt like you were running on empty, you kept waking up. You kept trying. You kept crying out my name. And that mustard seed of faith, that quiet, desperate refusal to completely let go of me, is all I need to perform a massive miracle in your life. The tide is turning, my beloved. I am shifting the atmosphere around you right at this very moment. You are about to step into a season of extraordinary grace, where things that used to be incredibly difficult will suddenly become effortless. The doors that you have been banging on for years, trying to force open with your own human strength, will now swing wide open with just a gentle push, because my divine favor is resting heavily upon you. I am sending a wind of restoration to blow through your life. Everything the locust has eaten, your joy, your finances, your peace of mind, your health, your stolen years, is being restored to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. But you must prepare your heart to receive it. Stop looking back at the ashes of your past, mourning what you have lost and the people who walked away. You cannot hold on to the new blessings I am handing you if your hands are still tightly gripping the pain of yesterday. Stand firm in your faith, lift your head and look forward. The battle is over and your season of harvesting has officially begun. I know that stepping into this new season feels intimidating. You have lived in survival mode for so long that true peace almost feels unnatural to you. You are constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop, expecting something to go wrong, because disappointment has been your most frequent companion for years. But my child, I am breaking that toxic cycle of expectation today. The trauma of your past will not dictate the trajectory of your future. I am reprogramming your mind to expect goodness, to expect favor, and to expect sudden miracles. You do not have to be on guard anymore. You do not have to sleep with a heavy chest, worrying about who is going to betray you next or how you are going to handle the pressures that keep piling up. I am Jehovah Jireh, your ultimate provider. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills, and the resources of heaven are absolutely infinite. If I can feed the birds of the air and clothe the lilies of the field with such magnificent beauty, how much more will I take care of you, my most precious child? The physical and financial mountains that have been standing in your way are being leveled right now. The burdens that have caused you countless sleepless nights are being dismantled by my unseen hand. I am opening up new pathways, bringing unexpected opportunities, and connecting you with the right people who will be instrumental in your massive breakthrough. But you must align your daily words with my divine promises. Stop speaking defeat over your own life. Stop calling yourself stuck, broken, or unlucky. Your words have incredible creative power, and life and death are in the power of your tongue. From this exact moment forward, I want you to speak life. Even if your circumstances look completely impossible, declare that you are abundantly supplied. Even if your heart is aching, declare that you are being healed and made whole by my holy stripes. When the enemy tries to bring those familiar anxious thoughts back into your mind, I want you to stand firm and answer him directly with my truth. Tell him that you are a deeply loved child of the Most High God, and that the battle he is trying to fight has already been won on the cross. You have been granted divine authority over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means destroy you. Do not shrink back in fear. Step boldly into the spiritual authority I have handed to you. The forces of darkness actually tremble when a child of God finally realizes who they truly are. You are not a helpless victim of your painful circumstances. You are a victorious, chosen warrior who is seated with me in heavenly places. Let your faith rise up today. I see the way you clutch your plans so tightly to your chest, terrified that if you let go for even a second, everything will fall apart. You have been living under the exhausting illusion that you are the one keeping your life from collapsing. But my beloved child, it is my grace that is sustaining you, not your anxious striving. I am asking you today to open your hands. Give me the broken pieces you are trying to glue back together. Give me the timelines you have constructed in your mind. Give me the expectations of how and when your deliverance should arrive. When you try to control every detail, you are unknowingly limiting the magnitude of the miracle I want to perform. My ways are infinitely higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. If I gave you exactly what you asked for, right when you asked for it, you would miss out on the far greater blessing I have been meticulously preparing for you in the unseen realm. The enemy loves to use delays to breed doubt in your heart. He points to the ticking clock and whispers that time is running out, that you are too old, too broken, or too far behind to ever achieve the destiny I placed inside you. But I am the creator of time. I am not bound by the limitations of this physical world, and I am certainly not bound by the calendar on your wall. A single moment of my divine favor can accelerate your life by a decade. I can restore the years that were stolen by depression, by bad relationships, by sickness, and by fear. Do not let the enemy convince you that you have missed your window of opportunity. The door I am opening for you cannot be shut by any man, any demon, or any past mistake. Your blessing has your name on it, and no one can take what I have specifically designed for you. Breathe in my presence right now. Let the tension leave your shoulders. You do not have to figure out step 2, step 3, or step 10. You only need to trust me with the step that is right in front of you. Walk by faith, not by sight. When you look at your circumstances through the lens of human logic, they may seem absolutely impossible. The mountain looks too high to climb, the ocean looks too deep to cross, and the giants look too strong to defeat. But you are not looking through the eyes of the Spirit yet. I am the God who splits oceans, who levels mountains, and who defeats giants with a single stone. The battle you are so terrified of has already been settled in heavenly places. You are simply walking out the victory that I have already secured. Rest your weary mind. Stop overthinking every minor detail and let me be the God of your life. You are entirely safe in my hands, and I will not let you fall. I see the deep scars left by those who walked away when you needed them most. You have felt the sharp, breath-stealing pain of betrayal, the kind of hurt that makes you want to build high walls around your heart and never let anyone in again. The enemy has used the failures of people to convince you that you are hard to love, that you are destined to be abandoned, and that even I might leave you when things get difficult. He thrives in your isolation. He wants you to pull away from community, from love, and from me, whispering that it is safer to be alone than to risk being hurt. One more day, but my child, I am not like the people who broke your trust. I do not walk away when you are struggling. I do not abandon my chosen ones In their darkest hours, when others stepped back, I stepped closer. When they dropped your fragile heart, my hands were already there to catch the broken pieces. The actions of broken people do not define your worth. Their inability to see your immense value does not diminish the royal identity I have placed upon you. I need you to separate the hurt they caused from the absolute truth of how I see you. You are fiercely loved. You are chosen. You are incredibly precious in my sight. Do not let the enemy use the wounds of your past to keep your spirit locked in a dark prison of bitterness and fear. I am pouring the oil of healing over those deep emotional wounds right at this very moment. I am extracting the poison of rejection that has been silently killing your joy and draining your energy. It is time to forgive, not because what they did was acceptable, but because you deserve to be entirely free from the heavy chains of resentment. Give me the names of those who hurt you. Give me the painful memories that still replay in your mind and make you cry in the middle of the night. Lay them entirely at my feet and let me be your perfect defender. You do not have to fight for your own vindication. I am the God of justice, and I will restore your soul in ways you cannot comprehend. Stand firm in my unconditional love and watch as I bring new, divinely appointed relationships into your life. I am preparing people right now who will honor you, protect you, and reflect my true heart for you. Do not close yourself off to the beautiful things I am about to do. The battle over your heart is already won. Breathe out the pain, breathe in my peace, and step boldly into the healing I have prepared for you. I see the silent tears you shed when you look at your family, when you look at your bank account, and when you look at the calendar. The enemy whispers that time has run out, that you have missed your chance, and that your mistakes have disqualified you from the abundant life I promised. You worry about your loved ones, you worry about your health, and you carry the heavy burden of trying to secure a future that feels completely out of your control. My beloved, why are you trying to manage the universe when I have already told you that I am holding it together? I am your ultimate provider and your perfect protector. I have never been late, and I have never failed to supply the needs of those who completely trust in me. Let go of the timeline you have constructed in your head. You look at your age, your current circumstances, and your past failures, and you think it is impossible to recover. But you are measuring your life with fragile human limitations. I am the God of eternity. I can do more in one single second of divine favor than you can do in a lifetime of exhausting human striving. The dreams you tucked away in a drawer because they seemed too difficult to achieve are not dead. They are simply waiting for my breath of life to resurrect them. Do not let the world tell you that your best days are behind you. The latter glory of your life shall be far greater than the former. What I am about to do will completely eclipse everything you have experienced so far. When panic tries to rise in your chest about tomorrow, I want you to remember how many times I have rescued you in the past. Did I not make a way when your back was against the wall? Did I not provide when you had absolutely nothing left? I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. My faithfulness to you has not expired. The same hand that parted the seas is the hand that is guiding your steps today. I am fighting battles in the unseen spiritual realm that you cannot even comprehend, protecting you from dangers you do not even know exist. You are completely safe. Rest your mind, my child. Stop rehearsing your daily worries and start declaring my eternal promises over your home. The battle is already won, the provision is forever secured, and your future is beautifully written by my own hand. My child, let these words sink deep into your weary soul. Do not rush past this moment, and do not let the frantic worries of this world pull you away from this sacred encounter. I want you to truly stop, lay down your weapons, and feel my warm, comforting presence wrapping around you. You have become so accustomed to fighting alone, so used to facing the fierce storms of life without a single place to rest your head. You have built high, fortified walls around your heart and put on a flawless mask of strength so that the world would never see the brokenness hidden underneath. But before me, you do not have to pretend to be strong. I search your heart. I know every hidden wound, every silent tear that has flowed backward into your soul, and every deep ache that you cannot find the words to express. When you sat alone in the darkness, when the heavy, suffocating thoughts of the enemy surrounded you like a flood and tried to drown you in despair, it was I who stood right there beside you, quietly holding you tight and ensuring you did not completely shatter. The enemy has been working tirelessly to sow seeds of doubt and fear into your mind. He whispers that you are not good enough, that you are a failure abandoned by heaven, and that my promises will never manifest in your life. He wants you to focus solely on your financial losses, broken relationships, and the prayers that seem to have met nothing but silence, so that you will conclude I have turned my back on you. But see his deception. The enemy only attacks this fiercely because he is absolutely terrified of the magnificent destiny inside you. He knows you are standing right at the threshold of your greatest breakthrough. This intense warfare is not meant to destroy you. It is refining you, burning away everything that does not belong to me, and revealing the glorious spiritual strength I planted within you. When you see everything around you collapsing, that is the exact moment my sovereign power is moving most violently in the unseen spiritual realm. I am shifting the atmosphere, rerouting financial streams, and preparing a lavish banquet for you right in the presence of your enemies. Those who mocked you or betrayed you in your season of affliction will be utterly speechless when they witness the overwhelming flood of my favor, lifting you to unprecedented heights. Release yourself from the exhausting pressure of trying to fix everything on your own. Open your hands and surrender total control of your future to me. This battle has already been decided, and the ultimate victory was finalized on the cross. Breathe in my peace, let it calm the storm within your chest, and stand firm, for the battle is already won. My beloved child, keep your heart quiet and continue to listen to my voice in this stillness. Do not let any anxious thoughts pull you away from my presence right now, because what I am about to tell you is the key to untying the final knots inside your soul. I know you are exhausted after a long season of facing constant uncertainty. You look into your future and see nothing but a thick, blinding fog, wondering how you can possibly take the next step, and fearing that tomorrow will only bring another wave of disappointment. The enemy has used this exact state of exhaustion to paint a terrifying picture in your mind. He has tried to make you believe that your life will forever be trapped in this painful cycle of lack, loneliness, and trauma. But I am stepping into your room today to shatter every single one of those illusions. Look directly into my eyes and remember who you truly are. You are not an anonymous, forgotten soul left on the margins of this life. You are a royal creation, meticulously formed by my own hands, redeemed at an incredibly high price, and permanently sealed with the holy blood of my Son. No decree of darkness, no curse, and no judgment of this world can ever change your place in my heart. I have heard your deep sighs as you face the invisible pressures of your family, your work, and the crushing weight of responsibilities resting heavily on your shoulders. You wonder why you must always be the one to sacrifice, the one who has to endure and stay patient while it feels like absolutely no one understands or shares the load. There are moments when you want to drop everything and run away to a place far away just to escape the noise, the expectations, and the heartache. But hear me today, my child. Do not run away anymore. Stand firm right where you are. Do not stand by your own weak strength or your depleted patience, but stand by the sovereign power and kingdom authority that I have bestowed upon you. This battle has never been about you trying to prove your worth to others, nor is it about you using your human hands to force a change in your situation. This battle belongs entirely to me, and I have already finished it with an absolute victory. Your job is not to fight for victory, but to stand firm from a position of victory. When you begin to declare my promises, instead of repeating your complaints about the circumstances, the spiritual atmosphere around you will instantly shift. Let me remind you of the immense power of the faith I have placed inside your spirit. Even if it feels as small as a mustard seed, when you surrender it into my hands, it holds enough divine power to command the highest mountains of anxiety, sickness, and poverty to be uprooted and cast into the deepest sea. The enemy wants you to believe that you are moving backward, that you have wasted too much time, and that the best opportunities of your life have already passed you by. That is a blatant lie from the father of lies. In my kingdom it is never too late. I am the master of time, and I can reverse every natural law to bring supernatural restoration into your life. The years that were stolen from you by depression, by toxic relationships, and by paralyzing fear will be repaid to you multifold. I am opening a brand new chapter before you, a chapter flooded with my light, where my peace will guard your mind and overwhelming joy will replace your years of sorrow. Release the heavy burden of guilt, self-blame, and insecurity from your soul right now. Breathe deeply of my life-giving spirit and receive the endless waterfall of my unconditional love. The battle is won, the glory is coming, and you are entirely safe under the shadow of my almighty wings. My child, lean in closely and listen to what I am about to reveal to your spirit. The enemy has tried to convince you that the heavy patterns you are currently fighting are permanent. He wants you to believe that because anxiety, rejection, or financial lack have followed your family line for generations, it is simply your destiny to carry those same heavy burdens. He whispers that you will never truly break free, and that no matter how much you pray, the old cycles will always catch up to you. But I am speaking directly into your life today to declare a divine eviction notice over every generational spirit of fear and defeat. You are not a continuation of your family's trauma. You are the designated chain breaker of your lineage. The very reason the warfare has been so intense around your mind is because the enemy recognized that the buck stops with you. When you made the decision to stand firm on my word, you didn't just win a temporary victory for yourself. Conquering this struggle means you are rewriting the entire legacy of your future generations. I need you to understand the stark difference between the roaring intimidation of the enemy and the quiet majesty of my voice. The enemy must scream, manipulate, and create chaotic storms just to get your attention, because he has absolutely no real authority over you. He uses the microphone of your past mistakes to amplify your guilt, but my voice does not condemn you. My voice gently whispers love, identity, and absolute grace. My whisper carries the sovereign weight of the universe, and it is capable of silencing the loudest storms in your mind with a single phrase: peace, be still. Stop giving the enemy's empty threats a seat at the table of your mind. You do not belong to the kingdom of darkness anymore. You have been translated into the kingdom of light. When the familiar thoughts of inadequacy and hopelessness attempt to invade your space, do not argue with them in your own strength. Instead, stand firm in your spiritual authority and remind the enemy of his ultimate defeat. Look forward with absolute confidence, my beloved. The shifting you have been desperately begging for is no longer far off. It is already manifesting in the unseen realm. I am uprooting the deep-seated, roots of grief and sorrow that have anchored themselves in your heart for far too long. I am replacing your ashes with a crown of absolute beauty, and your mourning with the oil of overflowing joy. You will not walk through the rest of your days with a heavy spirit or a broken heart. I am restoring your laughter, your passion, and your divine purpose. You are about to witness walls of opposition tumble down before your very eyes, not by human might or power, but by my Holy Spirit. Keep your eyes fixed entirely on me, maintain your posture of worship, and continue to stand firm. The victory is already yours, and your season of unhindered breakthrough has officially arrived. My child, lean in and listen to me. I want to talk directly to the things you don't mention to anyone else, the hidden shame, the quiet regrets, and the painful memories that make you pull away in isolated silence. The enemy has used these secret chambers of your heart to hold your joy hostage, whispering that if people truly knew your flaws, your secret battles, or the depths of your past struggles, they would reject you instantly. He wants you to walk through life with your head bowed low, carrying a heavy, suffocating spirit of unworthiness wherever you go, hoping you will never step into the fullness of your divine calling. But I am stepping into your situation today to lift your gaze. I do not look at you through the lens of your past mistakes, nor do I judge your value based on the difficult seasons when you were simply too weak to stand. When I look at you, I see my own image, my beauty, and my unyielding purpose. I am washing away every remaining trace of guilt that has clung to your garments, replacing it with a radiant robe of honor, grace, and absolute dignity. You have spent far too long hiding in the shadows of self-blame, assuming that you are only meant to live on the sidelines of my blessings because of where you have been. You thought your life story was permanently stained by the chapters you wish you could erase from existence. But I am the ultimate author, and I am rewriting your narrative to display my magnificent redemption. The very areas where you experienced the greatest emotional mockery, unfair betrayal, and heavy failure are the exact places where I am going to manifest my highest honor and public vindication. I am setting things right in the presence of those who counted you out, laughed at your struggles, or assumed you would never recover. You will not be remembered for the chaotic storm that temporarily knocked you down. You will be known for the glorious, miraculous way I raised you back up. Arise, my beloved child, and shake off the dust of past defeats once and for all. The intense battle for your true identity, your dignity, and your supernatural peace of mind has already been completely and decisively won. You no longer have to live in constant fear of being misunderstood, exposed, or rejected by man, because your heart is securely hidden within the fortress of my unchanging love. I am guarding your path, clearing away every obstacle of opposition, and preparing to showcase my abundant favor upon your household in a way that will leave no room for doubt. Stand firm, walk with holy confidence, and know that your head is being lifted high by the hand of the King of Kings. You are completely safe, you are entirely forgiven, and your finest hours are unfolding right now. My child, look up and see the horizon. The darkest part of the night is always right before the dawn breaks, and you are currently standing at the very edge of your morning. The enemy knows that his time is short, which is why the spiritual pressure has felt so incredibly intense in these recent days. He is throwing everything he has left at you, hoping that if he can make the noise loud enough, you will take your eyes off me and look back at the wilderness you just escaped. He wants you to believe that the breakthrough you feel in your spirit is a mirage, a cruel joke, and that you will eventually slide back into the old, toxic patterns of despair, lack, and anxiety. I see the tiredness in your eyes when you look in the mirror, the subtle tension in your shoulders, and the way your chest feels heavy with the residual fear of past disappointments. But I am here to tell you today that the ground you are standing on is holy, and you are never going to walk back into that wilderness again. The door behind you has been permanently sealed by my grace, and the only direction for your life is forward into unhindered glory. I want you to change your posture right now in this very room. Stop looking at your life through the lens of a victim, waiting for a rescue, and start acting like a victor who is boldly stepping into a conquered territory. I have not given you a spirit of fear, timidity, or cowardice, but of absolute power, unconditional love, and a sound, disciplined mind. When you feel the familiar wave of panic trying to grip your throat, do not let it silence you. Do not let fear have the final word in your household. Let your voice rise, not in frantic begging, but in deep, unshakable praise. Worship is your ultimate weapon in this final hour of the transition. When you choose to praise me before the breakthrough physically manifests, you are sending a massive shockwave through the kingdom of darkness. You are declaring to the spiritual realm that your faith is not dependent on what your physical eyes see, but on the eternal consistency of who I am. Breathe deeply, my beloved warrior, and let the remaining anxiety melt away in my presence. You do not have to fight for this victory. You are fighting from it. I have stationed an army of heavenly angels around your home, around your children, and around your mind to guard you in all your ways. You are completely insulated by my divine protection, and nothing shall by any means harm you. The very trap that the enemy set for your feet will become the tool that catapults you into your highest calling. Stand firm, drop your hands in total surrender to my love, and let me show you the fullness of my power. The battle is already won, the enemy is completely defeated, and your season of rest, joy, and supernatural overflow is officially here. My child, listen very carefully to these words, because you are currently standing at the most critical threshold of your entire life. I know that in these recent days, your mind has been subjected to an incredibly heavy, invisible pressure. The enemy is deploying his final, most deceptive weapon against you, and that weapon is last-minute doubt. You have walked such a long, tear-stained road. You have crossed so many dark valleys. And just as you finally see the first light of dawn breaking on the horizon, a malicious whisper echoes in your mind. Is this even real? What if it's all an illusion and you are destined to be disappointed all over again? My child, this is a calculated psychological attack designed to make you collapse right before the finish line. The enemy knows he has already lost the war in the spiritual realm. He knows he cannot stop the massive flood of blessings I am about to pour into your life. So he desperately tries to wound your faith so that you will willingly throw away your own prize. But I am telling you today, stand firm. Do not take a single step backward. Look directly into my eyes and let my absolute truth quench every single lie surrounding you. I am the faithful God. I am not a man that I should lie, nor a son of man that I should change my mind. What I have promised you in the secret dark places, I will bring to pass in the open light. The doors I have uniquely appointed to open for you cannot be slammed shut by any earthly ruler or any wicked scheme of this world. You have spent far too much time worrying about things that haven't even happened, painting the worst-case scenarios in your head and letting anxiety steal the peace of this present day. Stop looking at the violent waves crashing against the side of your boat and start looking at me, the one who is walking on the water and ruling over every single storm. You do not need to scramble for help from the fragile arms of human flesh, and you do not need to humble yourself to beg for favors from those who once despised you. I am shifting the hearts of influential people, and I am redirecting financial streams from places you least expect to serve your divine destiny. Even the adversity, the unfairness, and the people who intentionally blocked your path in the past will be overturned by my hand, transformed into stepping stones to elevate you to a much higher position. Change your language from this exact second forward. Stop speaking about your sickness as if it is a permanent fixture in your life, and declare total healing by my holy stripes. Stop speaking about financial lack as if you are permanently trapped. Instead, announce that I am your shepherd, and you shall not want. When you begin to praise me in the midst of your tears, when you declare victory while the affliction still surrounds you, you are releasing an infinite supernatural power. The enemy will tremble and flee the moment he realizes that a child of mine can no longer be manipulated by fear. Strip off the heavy garments of mourning, take off the trauma-stained identity of the past, and put on the glorious robe of victory. This battle has been entirely decided, and your victory was permanently sealed with my very life. You are completely safe, you are entirely protected, and you are deeply loved. Breathe in this divine peace, hold your ground, and walk with the absolute dignity of royalty. All of heaven is standing right behind you, and nothing can stop your glorious harvest anymore. My beloved child, we have reached the final moment of our conversation today, but I need you to understand that this is not the end of your story. It is the glorious beginning of your breakthrough. The words I have spoken over your spirit during this sacred time are not temporary comforts or empty promises. They are eternal, unshakable decrees written in the heavens that no force of darkness can ever erase, alter, or steal from you. As you prepare to step away from this quiet space and return to the rhythms of your daily life, I want you to carry yourself differently. Change your posture right now. Walk with your head lifted high. Let the heavy, suffocating tension finally leave your shoulders. Let the anxious sigh that has lived in your chest for years turn into a deep breath of pure, overflowing gratitude. You are no longer the person who walked into this moment overwhelmed, beaten down, and terrified of what tomorrow might bring. You are stepping out as a completely vindicated, chosen, and anointed child of the Most High God. The intense battle that caused you so many sleepless nights, the struggle that made you question your own worth, it is completely and decisively over. The victory is finalized, signed in my precious blood, and fully established over your household forever. Do not let the enemy rob you of the absolute supernatural peace that is filling your heart right now. When you return to your routine and the old familiar anxieties try to make noise in your mind, simply look at them and smile. Remind your soul that a defeated enemy can only shout, but he can no longer inflict harm. You are permanently insulated under the shadow of my almighty wings, and your life is securely hidden within my unchanging love. I am going completely before you to level every remaining mountain of opposition. I am walking directly beside you as your truest friend, and I am standing right behind you as your fierce protector. The shift has occurred in the spiritual realm. The doors are swinging wide open. Your long, painful season of constant survival has officially transformed into a lifetime of supernatural revival, healing, and joy. You will laugh again, you will dream again, and you will see my goodness manifested in every single area of your life. Before we end this video, let us seal this entire divine journey in a final prayer of victory together. Heavenly Father, I thank you for this precious child of yours who has listened so patiently to your voice today. Thank you for sustaining them through the fiercest fires, for holding them tight when the darkness felt completely blinding, and for never letting them go, even when they felt like giving up. Right now, by my sovereign authority, I command every remaining chain of fear, trauma, guilt, and lack to shatter into pieces and fall away from their life completely. I release a fresh, overwhelming flood of your holy peace, vibrant health, and infinite provision into their mind, their body, and their home. May they walk in the absolute, beautiful awareness of their royal identity from this exact second forward. Some things will only make sense when they look back, but for now, let them rest deeply in your hands. It is finished. The war is over, and the victory is won. Amen. If this message has touched your heart and restored your soul, type Amen in the comments right now to claim your breakthrough, and share this video with someone who desperately needs to know that their battle is already won. Be a beautiful messenger of God's unconditional love today.